I just want to know if I'm in the right room. If somebody has decided that I'm going to stop hiding. See, the thing is that God was still providing for Gideon, even though he had this fear that the enemy would take it away. God was still providing. He just had to find a way to work with the limited supply that God was supplying in that moment. See, everybody wants the blessing that makes your enemies your footstools. But very few people want the blessing that is undercover for a little while, so that it can be properly curated and properly tested, so that it can withstand the exposure that comes when your enemies find out that all this time I've been blessed and you thought you could stop me, but you wasn't really stopping nothing. All this time I've been blessed. All this time I've been blessed. Yes, I've been crying. Yes, I've been struggling, but I've been saving some money, and I've been reading a few books, and I've been going to revival, and I've been getting into my word, and all of a sudden, I didn't have to put wheat in a wine press anymore because God was calling me to own the land. It was levels. I went from wheat in a wine press, trying to work with what God had given me to work with, even though I didn't feel like God was working with me. But I was still working what he gave me. I still been working. I didn't have a husband to help raise the kids, but I still been working what he gave me. I hear God saying, if you would work what I gave you, then I could give you what you're praying for. But the only way you go from what you have to what you're praying for is if you work what I've given you right now. If you would be faithful, isn't that what the word says? Come on, Potter's House. If you would just be faithful over a few things. All right. So back to my text. When the angel of the Lord says to Gideon that the Lord is with him, it frustrates him. The angel of the Lord says to Gideon, you mighty man of valor. At a time when Gideon didn't feel like a mighty man of valor. So sometimes the word comes to you so that it can level you up to where you're supposed to be. If you take the word now and compare it to where you are now, you'll see that there's a deficit. But if you recognize that that word was not meant to make you feel like you had a deficit, but to really tell you what God had placed in you that is supposed to come out of you, then you would recognize that that word is speaking up to you. God doesn't send you a word to torment you. God doesn't send you a word to make you jealous. God sends you a word to water what's down on the inside of you. So God, if you're saying this to me, then there's something down on the inside of me that you see that I don't see. And so my question becomes, God, how do I bring it out? Because right now, I don't feel like a mighty woman. Right now, I don't feel mighty. Right now, I feel like this year tried to take me out. Right now, I feel like I'm about to lose my mind. Right now, I'm threshing wheat in a wine press because I'm too afraid that the enemy will come and take the little bit of joy that I have. I can't even dive into my relationships fully because I'm afraid that the enemy will come and snatch someone out of my life. And so I'm living this guarded life, and you're telling me that I'm mighty, and you're telling me that I'm powerful, and you're telling me that I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. And I just want to know how you see that. I just want to know how you see that. after everything I've done, and after everything I've been through, that you would call me mighty. I don't even have faith in the God who was calling me mighty, and yet he's calling me mighty anyway. I don't even have faith for this miracle, but someone is telling me I have access to it anyway. There's something in me that's going to war with the word that God is speaking over me. We cannot have full revival until we clear out the tomb. We had to roll the stone away before Jesus could be resurrected. And I think that there are some stones in your heart, in your life, in your past, in your mistakes, in your shame, that there's some stones that need to be rolled away before you can walk in the fullness of what revival is. But we cannot roll a stone away that you do not identify that is there. Gideon is honest with the angel of the Lord. He's honest. Can we have a real talk in this room? He's honest. He says, "Oh, my Lord, if the Lord is with us, why then? Why? Why has all of this happened to us? You're calling me a mighty man of valor and saying that God is with me, and I'm telling you that there is no way that God is with me the way that you think God is with me." So I've been struggling, and everyone I thought I could count on walked away. And every job that I thought I would have forever got stripped away. And every plan that I had has been torn to nothing. And yet you tell me that the same God that my grandmother knew and the same God that my great-grandfather knew is with me, and I don't see him anywhere. This is a frustrating Gideon. But this is an intentional God. And when an intentional God meets a frustrated Gideon, he says, "I'm not mad that you're frustrated. I'm not mad that you're passionate. You just got it pointed in the wrong direction." And if you could ever learn to take that might and that anger and that frustration and point it in the direction of your enemies, you would see that the only thing that you needed all along was to believe on a different level. Says that nothing has made you more passionate than the pain that you've gone through. I feel that prophetically for somebody. This is a little off my script. That your pain burns so deeply down on the inside of you because you have been called to be the solution to someone else's pain. And whoever you are, it happened years ago. And something in you says, "I should be over it by now." And I hear God saying that you will not be over it until you learn how to use it to step over what you feel right now. That when you recognize that the stones that were thrown at you were really thrown at you so that I could build a monument of my glory, then you will stop mourning what you thought you lost and start saving everything connected to you. I feel like revival is about to break out to everything connected to you, and it will be because you are the one who did not get numb to the pain, but you let that pain turn into passion. And when it turned into passion, that is when hell got nervous. That is when the enemy got upset because I thought that the weapon was about to prosper, but they found a way to take that frustration and turn it into glory. And anytime you can take frustration and turn it into glory, though he slays you, you can still trust in him. Because I recognize everything I'm going through right now is just training me for the next level. Because I recognize that everything that is keeping me down right now is really just preparing me. It's preparing me for next.